Hello from the SciCraft server. So it's been a while since I recorded something here. Reason is we're at the moment working on a large-scale project that takes all of our time, and we're gonna show that soon in one of Rego's server tours. So the plan for today is to work on some different small-scale projects again. We need to fix up some stuff that got broken in 1.9, but also add contraptions that we need for future farms. We are already at the site of the first project. So this is our mushroom farm. We cleared the whole spawn area of all grass blocks, and now the only passive mobs that can spawn at spawn are the mushrooms in this farm here. So they get detected by a tripwire and then flushed in the middle and land in those strips where they are translocated if the farm is running. But if the farm isn't running, the mushrooms just stay behind. And this is an issue because they are on the spawn chunks. So we marked out the spawn chunks here with those glass blocks. That's the lazy chunk area, but mobs in here would still count to the mob cap. And half of the mushroom farm is in the lazy chunks of the spawn chunks. And this is an issue because if you want to build a different mob farm for animals somewhere else, then the mushrooms would occupy the mob cap, and the farm somewhere else wouldn't work. So we have to do something about this. I can also give you a quick demonstration how the farm works in case you haven't seen Rego's server tour yet. So here we've built a small translocation elevator that brings us down to the farm quickly. It's a 40 blocks per second model that uses a minecart. You could also find a tutorial on Rego's channel for that. But yeah, here's the mushroom farm. So mushrooms attempt to spawn every 400 game ticks. Because we don't know when the cycle starts, we have to tag it first. And at the moment all the mushrooms are in the lanes, and we send them up by pressing the stone button here. And they're collected and funneled with pistons, and it takes 15 seconds until they land here, and then they're either killed by fire or with looting. So you would just stand here and whack them when they come. They have either 1 or 2 health, and then I just have to wait here until they spawn and quickly press the clock button. And now the farm is synchronized with the 400 game tick clock, and every 20 seconds new mushrooms will arrive here. So let's wait for the next batch. Quickly kill them, and as you can see here, new mushrooms spawn again. Okay, so now how do we solve the problem of the mushrooms in the lanes? So we could do 2 solutions. The first solution would to flood all the spawning spaces. So under the tripwire hooks we could put in some dispensers with water, and below that some fence gates. But this would get really complicated and would be a lot of effort to adjust the farm. So we're thinking about having a different solution to fill up the mob cap differently. So the plan is to have a dispenser with some eggs at this side, which is outside of the spawn chunks, and at a switch at the control room, so we could dispense a few hundred eggs, so we get definitely above 10 chickens at the end of the farm. So the mob cap will be filled up and no new mushrooms could spawn. So if we press the stone button again and clear all the mushrooms, there should be no passive mobs inside of the spawn chunks. And also if you run around at spawn, we always load the chickens, so no new mushrooms can spawn here. And even if you're far away, the mushrooms only spawn within 128 to 144 blocks from the player. So the chickens will be loaded once you get in range of the mushroom farm. And I think this is the easiest solution. I'm not sure yet if maybe there are some problems with chunk loading, if it's really 100% reliable, but that's what we're gonna try first. Alright, so I've built up the chicken switch. So here we have the dispenser that shoots out the eggs. that's the holding cell with the glass in front, so we can see it from the other side. This is the redstone line coming from the lever that activates the switch. So when we turn this on, this would activate this system here. So in this dropper we have 256 iron blocks or items, and this would activate this dispenser 255 times, and just have to put in the iron blocks again. So below this iron block there's a hopper minecart. So if the chicken lay eggs, the eggs are collected for hopper, and then are also sent up with this dropper tower and are stored in the chest again. So hopefully I won't run out of eggs, because most of the time the chicken system is activated, so whenever somebody goes to spawn there's a chance that the chickens lay eggs and will fill up the chest again. I also take an output here from the chest, and this would activate this redstone lamp, which is visible from the control center. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if I turn it off again, then it would activate this monostable, and there's a piston next to the holding cell here, and it would translate the chickens through the piston into lava. So behind this block is lava. This would kill the chicken. So I'm a little bit worried what happens if the chicken grow up, because of course you get small chickens first, and they press themselves into those corners. So I'm not sure what happens if they grow up, if they would glitch into blocks. If that's the case, it would require a little bit of rebuilding. Should have tested this first in creative, to be honest, but I'll just try it out. So to do that, I'll go to the control room again. Back at the control room, over there we can see the chicken holding cell. So if you use Optifine and zoom, you can see it. And here's where I turn it on. So I just try it, I guess. And can I see the entities of this far away? Takes about 3 seconds before it's activated. And I can't see the chickens. Ah, that's not that good. I guess I'll go over there again and see what happened. Okay, the system definitely worked. So we have a lot of chickens in there. It's about, should be about 30. That's a bit of an issue that I can't see them from the control room. That's a shame. So now I gotta wait 20 minutes to see what happens if they grow up. I'm quite sure they're gonna glitch into the blocks. I should have really thought about this earlier, but maybe I'm lucky, but I guess not. So I'll wait 20 minutes and then we'll see. Good news! The chickens don't glitch into blocks, so they're safe even if they grow up. So the first project is done. The chicken switch works apparently. So if I press the button, no new mushrooms will arrive, and of course it works. The mob cap is filled up. The chicken switch is not really idiot proof, so if you spam it, it could create some trouble. So you definitely should wait about half a minute before you activate it and deactivate it. But I'm not really interested in making it idiot proof. But we don't have idiots on the server anyway, so so that leads straight to the next project, which is the one we built in the last episode, the shulker mob switch. And this is really one of the best decisions we ever made to build this thing. It's so convenient now if you have a project to use the shulker mob switch. If you're building in the overworld, you don't have to worry about any mobs, no creeper explosions, no enderman griefing grass blocks and so on. But also you don't have to worry anymore about buildings mob proof, because if you turn on the mob switch, no mobs spawn anyway. So that leads to a lot of new possibilities when building. And we really love this mob switch, and we even want to expand it a little bit. I had 107 in there, and we want at least 140. Reason is, it would be convenient if 2 players could be at different places and still we wouldn't have any mob spawning. 140 should be enough, really. So we have to get 33 more shulkers, but also we have plans for a mob switch in the Nether. So let's just take a look at that. So here we are at 0, in the overworld, where the mobs end up when we send them through the end portal from the end. And I expanded this a little bit to create an option to send the mobs to the Nether, to the shulkers. So it's basically the same as we have in the end. We have this giant room that doesn't have any possibilities for the shulkers to teleport to, except directly in front of the portal. So the mobs drive up, there's an activator rail on top of the redstone block, and then it takes a while before the shulkers find those 2 available spots. But eventually they teleport there, and then just can send them to the Nether. I've done this already a bit. At the moment I don't have any shulkers here, but I want to show you the system. In the Nether I also had to remove a lot of blocks. So we also use this that's also a poppy portal from the iron farm. That's why there's fire in front. Shulkers can't land on fire anyway. So I had to remove some lava here and also make a room. So the shulkers would end up in here now. And then I will do the same, pick them up with a minecart, send them up here, and they would land up in the shulker mob switch. This time it's not really a mob switch because we don't have any any spawn chunks in the Nether. We'll have to add another system, but that's gonna be probably in the next episode or the episode after that. So at the moment, we have 21 shulkers in there. We need about 100 more. It's getting really tedious to get those shulkers, but it's definitely worth it. We saw that in the overworld. And we're gonna need the shulker mob switch in the Nether at some point for a project anyway. Having the overworld shulker mob switch also adds a few inconveniences. So it happened a few times for me by now that I went to the garden farm to repair either some tools or some damaged armor. I would switch on the mob farm and no mobs were spawning. Mob switch wasn't turned off. So I had to turn off the farm again, go to the Nether, go back to the overworld, turn off the mob switch, go back to the garden farm, turn it back on again, and I lost 2 minutes. And it's really nothing I really want on the server. It all should be nicely automated and no inconveniences. And now the plan is to add a switch where we can disable the mob switch from the guardian farm. It's really crowded with switches already. Here we can turn on the whole garden farm, different modes, automatic or manual. Kill them with harming potions. Here you can turn on the brewing system. Here we get the tools from our trading village. We added a lot of options to the garden farm. For example, we could raise those blocks so the XP orbs they get flushed to here, and then you couldn't pick them up and store them for a little bit. That's the system that we added. We also added this system here, so we can either have the potion system be triggered by the gas, or activate them with a stone button, so we get a single potion. At the moment, the gas would always activate the bottle dispensing, so if they drive over this sector rail, you would stand here. Below there is a small item elevator that gives you the potion, so you would stand here and get a potion. So if you press this button, then we have the potion. And I can toggle between gas activated mode or not. And I use this dragon head as an indicator, because if I would use a redstone lamp here, the ice would melt, and I think it's nice. So, where do we have space? I think here in the corner I could add a switch, and then we make a redstone line to spawn. It's not that far, about 400 blocks. I don't even need instant repeaters. I guess a normal repeater line is fast enough. Okay, so the mob switch is in. It was quite some effort to dig the tunnel and connect it to the mob switch. It was about 500 blocks. And yeah, let's try it out. So as you can see, the Guardian farm is active. There's water in there. Guardians could spawn, but yeah, nothing spawns because of the shulkers. So also I have to say, I made a backup of this world in case something goes wrong. So pushing the mobs into an unloaded chunk shouldn't be a problem, but maybe something goes wrong if I try to pull them from the unloaded chunks. Maybe that doesn't work. So if something goes wrong, I'll just load the backup. Okay, let's try this one out. And do we get Guardian spawning? Takes about 4 to 5 seconds. Nope. Maybe the chunk is still loaded. That could be. It takes a while. Oh, that's disappointing. Well, I'll have to check what's wrong here. Okay, so here we are at the mob switch, and yeah, at least sending mobs over worked, but apparently didn't work immediately. I only had to load the chunks first. Yeah, I was already afraid this could be an issue because those are lazy chunks, entities aren't processed, and I've tried to push them, nothing happens. Yeah. So what to do now? We could try to add more hoppers to make those chunks entity loaded, but this is probably not a 100% reliable solution because it could happen that the chunks unload while this thing is running, and then it would not also it would fail. So if is it worth the effort? Maybe I'll do some testing first. Go to a backup world, do some testing in creative to see if it can be made 100% reliable. And if not, then yeah, this project was a failure. So I made up my mind. I'm gonna try to add more hopper chunk loading, make a grid, so this would be entity loaded, and yeah, disable the hoppers when we don't need them. So yeah, you only have to enable the hoppers for 5 seconds, push the shulkers or pull them, and then we can disable the hoppers again. This shouldn't be an issue. The issue is probably to fit it under the mushroom farm somewhere, but it should be doable. But I'm also running out of time. I want to keep those episodes at 20 minutes. I've planned 4 projects even for 1 episode. I guess that's too much. So yeah, good news, I'm gonna do an episode soon again for the other 2 projects, and I'm gonna finish this one in between. So hope you enjoyed watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.